Hey guys, welcome back to another day trading recap. Today is Thursday, December 9th, and what I did today was I did not look at my overall P&L. The problem was I didn't do good trading today. So today was not a good trading day for me, which sucks because the market, pre-market, was where it was at. Today was the day to go full Rambo mode. I could have made a killing today. And then the market opened and everything kind of just sold off. So and then I just stopped trading because I was like, if I wanted to make, 20, 30, 40% based on my average size today, it would have had to been between 7 and 9 a.m. That's when, there was just so many good opportunities there. And I was chasing and then I would give back profits. And a big reason for that is I was too conservative today. So I really want to focus this video on being too conservative and why you should never be a conservative trader. I always say you want to be patient and you want to be aggressive. So you want to be patient, wait for your good setup, don't trade chop, wait for the good stuff. But when you see that good setup, get aggressive. It might pull back a little bit more, but there's nothing worse than a setup running away without you, and then you're chasing, and then you're kind of upset, and then you're revenge trading. Once you see that good setup and you've been patient, get aggressive and start milking it, start sizing it, and that's what I should have done. Instead, I was way too conservative today. I would constantly be missing my entries by like 1 or 2 cents, which is ridiculous, and then I would let it run and I'd just be like, so frustrated. And then oftentimes, like I said before, I would get FOMO and I would start revenge trading at the all-time high and then actually end up taking a loss on like a 15-20% breakout, and I would just be like, oh man, that was embarrassing. Okay, so let's guess what my P&L is going to be today. I think I'm gonna start doing this with you guys. It's kind of fun. It was so tempting just to look. I had to turn my laptop off because otherwise I was going to look, or at least I closed it and put it into sleep mode. So I think I'm around $500, give or take, I don't know, 1 or 200. Near the end, I had some bigger losers and I gave back quite a bit of profits and it was a bit annoying. So it's hard to say really where I'm at, but let's check here. Yeah, oh wow, that's actually a really good guess. I'm at $540. Wow, that's really weird. I would have been totally not surprised if I was at like $200 or if I was up I don't know, $700. Swing trades are pulling back today, but that's not a discussion for this video. They're actually doing much better overall right now. They had a nice little recovery, but yeah. So we'll focus on these two tickers, and man, I gotta say, looking at this, it's even more depressing than I thought it would be because I was up for sure on both of these tickers at one point $1,000. So I had a lot of red fumble trades and it was so frustrating. Whatever. I think it's nice, ending the day up over $500. In November, it wasn't a really good month for me, and I think my average profit per trading day was around $200 something, so it wasn't really good. So at least it's twice that old average, which is really nice. So let's hope we can continue some momentum. Also, another reason I think I didn't do so good today is it was just one of those days where you kind of wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I think first thing in the morning, I was thinking like, man, I've had like, I don't know, 6 green days in a row or something like that. I'm bound to get a red day at one point, and then I think I somehow set myself in this really conservative mode, and I knew I was doing that when I woke up this morning, and I was like, no, stop, like get those thoughts out of your head. Like, you could have 30 green days in a row, if you wanted to. We've done it before, or actually I don't know what our max consecutive in a row is. And actually, well, let me just quickly check. And our max consecutive green days in a row for our day trading account here is 29 days in a row. Let me zoom in a little bit more. I'm not sure if you guys see that. 29 green days in a row. So we've had many green days in a row. It's not something like I know I can't do. So the fact that I was freaking about a red day today was just so unnecessary. And I'm a little bit upset with myself mentally today. Actually, today's one of those really good examples where I'm green on the day, but I feel worse than I usually do on a red day because I just didn't do good trading today. And luckily, I know some of you guys in the Discord absolutely slayed it. You guys know who you are. There's quite a few of you guys that did a really good job day trading today. So hats off to you guys. There was many big green days across the board. So at least the community as a whole did pretty good today. For me, it was just, mentally it was more of a red day. So let's go ahead and talk about these trades, starting with ENSC, ENSC, and then we'll move right into IINN. And again, the focus is going to be why you don't want to be a conservative trader. So let's go to ENSC, and you can see the lead gappers right over here. So ENSC on the daily, this was kind of a gnarly pattern. It's just been selling off, but eventually we broke some big resistance here at 365, and then we were constantly smacking through these big resistance zones. We might even have a chance to run all the way to $7. Well, let's see what happens. Relative volume today is a little bit light. if we were going to see a move all the way to 7. But maybe as this ticker keeps pulling off, it has huge support around $4, so that could be a really good place to accumulate and look for a rally at one point, because there's been some good multi-day continuation. It is a biotech though, which is, a little iffy. Market cap here at 111 million, and then shares outstanding at 24 million shares outstanding, and looks like some catalysts were popping up. Okay, so this ticker, let's zoom out on the 5 minutes so we can always keep an eye on this one. If you guys did not check out the 5-minute recap video, I got some really good feedback on it, and I highly recommend checking it out. I will link it somewhere here so it pops up. It was yesterday's recap video. So zooming in on ENSC, look at this front side here. Just so nice. And I actually took this first little trade here, made a little bit of profit, and then it sold off, and then it wicked up here 17%. This was my first frustrating move. 5-minute breakout too. I had a limit order somewhere here, somewhere in this low area, a little closer to VWAP, and just literally shy a few cents, and I missed that 16% spike. And I was like, that was stupid. That should have never happened. Anyway, I bought the first 1-minute pullback and scalped this one. This was actually a pretty good trade. I did miss this move here, which is a little bit unfortunate. Popped up and had a flash here, flash sell-off. I didn't get the best entry. I kind of chased here a little bit. And then it kept on rolling up, and 18% move here. And look at me. I didn't trade any of this move. I was just kind of sitting like frozen a little bit, kind of upset I didn't get this one, and then constantly too conservative on the pullbacks. Eventually it starts ranging here, and I do some scalp trading, which was okay. There was some good 5-minute setups as well that I missed right here at 8:05. This was right here. I missed this one literally by a few cents again, which was so silly because I think I had my limit order at like 5:03 or something like that. This was a VWAP break with very low volume, and the chance of reversal was just so high. So I wish I got more aggressive on that one. I didn't buy the pullback here either, so that was kind of a disappointment. This was a bit weird. I don't mind that I missed that one. I went for a red to green move on this one, and I was buying at like 5:30. I was up green for a little bit when it spiked here, and then it sold off again, popped up, and I took a loss on this one literally right before it spikes up 8%. But then it flushed again. But most likely I would have sold it because I sell very quickly like that. Anyway. In this area, I do a little bit of a scalp trade here, and then I buy this sell-off, but then I get shaken out here for kind of a big loser because this was a pretty decent size trade, which sucks. So I took a pretty nice little loss there, and I don't know. ENSC has been pulling back ever since. I don't really see a reason to keep trading it at this point. But like I said before, if this one pulls back to $4, I could see a beautiful zone to accumulate this one around $4. I would probably look for like 420 or so, maybe even less, like 410, maybe 415, because we had a nice reversal right here in this area. You can see that one. So there might be a lot of support already coming in a little prematurely, so maybe I would try to get an entry on this one a bit earlier, and then I would look for a reversal and a move back to the upside. Worst case, if it didn't happen, it would probably have a retest before continuing to the downside, so I would be able to get out on the retest. That's what I would be looking for. My swing trade portfolio is kind of allocated heavy right now, so I don't think I'm going to do it just because I don't want to use my day trading portfolio for something like that, but that's what I would be looking for. And lately we've been having some really good midday bounces, so it could be a good trade. IINN, let's go to this one as the next ticker that I'm only up 285 on it. Man, it's so unfortunate how bad I did today. Yeah, today could have been a huge green day. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? INN, let's go to this one. And why is it not popping up? I'll just click here. Okay, so this one, before we zoom in on the 1 minute and you guys see how bad I traded it, let's start on the daily again and get a bird's eye view of what's going on with this ticker. So this one also had a big sell-off, and then had a huge spike here. Really good relative volume, 300% move. Actually, this was crazy because this was it started. It didn't like gap up or anything. It just started when the market opened and was crawling up ever since. That's actually really cool. Let's really quickly look at that on the 5 minutes, see what that looks like. Yeah, this ticker had no pre-market action on the October 26th. And had a big move here, sold off, had late day spike, and that's why I didn't trade any of this, because I stopped trading around 10 o'clock, so this one didn't even move till about 10. Okay, let's go back to the daily chart. So there's probably a lot of bag holders on this ticker, and you want to be quite aware of that. Big resistance at $6, so we need to break this for continuation. I'm not sure if we're going to see it today, as we already got rejected heavy off of that, so be a little bit weary on that. Anyway, it's a healthcare stock. 7 million shares outstanding, which is nice and low, and 40 million market cap. So yeah, this is a classic ticker that just has so much power to move quickly. Let's go to the 5 minute and look at this one as well, and see what this one could maybe potentially do. It looks like, we had a big sell-off here. We had a nice little bounce. I don't know. It looks like there's a lot of resistance around 5.5. I would be really weary buying a breakout into this area, because it might just flush heavy. We've had a flush here, flush here, flush here, and it might just, try to break out, get a fake out, and flush further down. If I was looking for, a trade later on, I would probably wait for this one to start, consolidating, or selling off and finding bigger support around consolidation. I don't know if we're going to have a full-on sell-off to like 3.5 or so, but I don't know, we might. Anything's really possible, and it's really hard to predict these, so I usually don't even try to bother. But what I do look for is good risk reward, and I think if that's sold off to like 3.5 or so, that could be great risk reward. Let's look at the on the 1 minute and see how I traded this one. So look at that front side. From literally 7:20 till the market open, it was perfect, picture perfect front side. Picture perfect, and look how I start off fumbling like an absolute raccoon. So over here, this ticker breaks up at 3.6, and somehow I take a loss on this one. And I don't know, I feel like I was chasing or something like that. Volume was increasing and it was looking good, and then it runs up here 23% casually without me. I didn't trade any of the pullbacks. I mean, there's so many good 5 minute breakouts and 1 minute pullbacks. I just didn't trade any of them. I didn't even trade this perfect retrace to the 9 EMA. I think I had a limit order somewhere in this area. I was too conservative, and then I finally FOMO'd here in this area, and I don't know what happened. Eventually it crawls back up again. We have a really nice flag pattern here. I didn't trade the breakout. We had a good flag pattern here. I closed on the breakout, and then I FOMO into this and take a loss, and then I FOMO again into this and take a big loss. This was a big loser right here, because my first entry was like at 5.20, and I sold almost at the perfect low. And then this pops up again. I try to trade this 1 minute pullback. I sell for a loss, believe it or not, and then it rips up 11% in like 1 or 2 candles. And I'm like, my God, how am I doing everything wrong today? It was so frustrating. So I don't know. Like I said, I was focused. I was looking at the 5 minute. Technically, I was doing everything right, but like mentally, I was not there today. Mentally, I was already red in my mind, and that was really the problem. I started the day red in my mind. So I did a little bit of a pullback trade here, but I don't know, it's a total scalp trade. Do a little VWAP bounce here. Luckily, I didn't get stuck in any flushes, so that was good. But even this trade, which looks really good, I enter at 3.4, which is actually great, but then I sell right away. So like my profit, like this looks like a good trade, but I sold way too soon. A little bit of a trade here again. Look at that, 508 to 511, so very scalpy, and mainly because all the flushes had me very on edge. And actually, this ticker IINN just had that breakout that we were talking about, and that's exactly what I meant. This $5 zone, 5.5, big resistance, and look at that, it flushed right away after it broke out. So very sketchy ticker for sure. I would have a hard time trading a ticker that flushes like this so much, so I wouldn't be holding into that breakout, so I'm not surprised that it flushed there at all. So really the point of this recap video that I just really want to hone in is, don't let your thoughts in the morning interfere with your trading. Trade what's in front of you. Don't trade your P&L. That's why I hid my P&L today by opening filled orders and I couldn't see it. Trade the stocks in front of you. Don't trade what you're thinking about. Don't trade any sort of stress. Don't trade, what happened yesterday. Obviously, you want to have a general idea of like maybe how hot the market is, but the second you have too many biases, it interferes with your trading. So just focus what's in front of you. Don't be conservative, but be patient. And then when you see that good setup, get aggressive. And if you're in a little bit early, who cares? You can always cut your losses and then re-enter, but just don't let the move run without you. It's so frustrating. Embarrassing. Look at that. One thing I definitely am grateful though for today is the fact that I'm not red. I think if I was red today, I would be so upset. I would have to order like a super steak to make myself feel better, because those of you guys who've been around here for a little bit know that on my red days are the days I always treat myself extra, and then my green days I try not to celebrate too much. All right guys, let's go ahead, wrap it up there. I hope you learned something, found some value in this video. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. We'd love to have you part of this community. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao.